Hello and welcome to Homestead Imaginations. I am Josh, and today we are going to be going over. I'm going to be going over my first experience with harvesting meat chickens. So it was the beginning, like the first week. So it's been about a month, almost a month since I did it. I went over to a friend's house, and they had 45 chickens that they were harvesting, and I asked if I could go and help out so I could learn, and if they didn't mind like teaching me how to do it, and then that way I'd help them out for for their harvest. So it was definitely an experience. If anyone is thinking about getting into homesteading, getting into harvesting your own meat, whether it be chickens or cows or sheep or whatever it might be, I definitely recommend going and getting that experience with someone else in your area, or if you have to travel, depending on where you live. But it was definitely eye-opening for me, and it reaffirmed that this is what I wanted to do. Like, I do want to get meat chickens. It did not deter me. It just made me want to do it more because, like, kind of like Ned Stark in Game of Thrones, like, the one who passed the sentence should swing the sword. So I kind of have that thought process and mentality when it comes to doing that. Instead of having someone else harvest the birds or whatever you are for meat, I should be doing it. That way, like, I don't know, it helps it make it more real and you appreciate it more. Like, it's funny, they were saying, and I've heard a lot of people say this, like, after like harvesting chickens, like, a lot of people don't want to have chicken for a while. Like, it kind of puts them off for a little bit before they're ready to have like chicken. But like, as we're cleaning up and getting the meat prepared for packaging and stuff, like, the meat looked so good. Like, especially compared, if you look at some of the different, you can see the difference in the store from different brands or even stuff that might be a little bit older. Like, you can tell the difference in the meat. Like, these were bright pink. It was super healthy. Looked amazing. Like, I was like, man, I would love to just take a couple of these chicken breasts, go home, and make like a nice dinner out of it. I was pumped up. But it is the smell and the whole process, it is a lot to take in. Luckily, I don't have a good sense of smell. I have a hard time smelling things, and like, it really has to be like a strong scent for me to even smell it. And then I get used to smells really quickly from just being around it. So like, I'll smell it originally, and then if I take like a deep breath or a deep smell, like, I will smell it then. But for the most part, like, once I'm in the area, like, I don't smell whatever's going on. So it was definitely a challenge. I did better than I thought I was going to with it. Like, I thought it was going to make me a little more uneasy. Like, I did get a little sick to my stomach when I did the dispatching myself. It did have a slight effect on me for a good 20 minutes after I did the dispatching. And but I did better than I thought. And like I said, like, it's something that I want to do. I want to be able to raise my own meat. I want to be able to know that they had as best of a life as I could possibly give, and that they are clean of any GMOs or anything non-organic. So I needed to be able to do this, and so I wanted to test myself and make sure that it was something that I could do, because even though, like, I've been hunting for years and years now, in total over a decade at least, the total years I've actually gone hunting, it's still hard to do that process, to get the kill, to then to do the clean out, the undressing. So this is a little bit different. You're not shooting something with a gun, you're using your hands, so it's a little bit more like intimate. So I think in many ways, I think it's harder to do. Luckily, I didn't raise these chickens, so I had no attachment, but I don't want to get any attachment when I get meat chickens myself. But I think it's definitely a worthwhile endeavor to undertake, and I think it's really good for people to go and try and get their hands dirty and actually see what it's like, because it is hard. Some of the people there's like the one guy's wife, like she doesn't do the dispatching. Like she'll just do the meat prepping, and it was basically one guy did all the dispatching. You know, a lot of people, it seems like a lot of people, if they can get out of doing that part, like they will. And this guy didn't have any problem, but like I insisted on doing it myself for my own purposes and see where I was at, because I wouldn't want to get meat chickens, raise them on the property, and then not be able to go through with it. So, and then have to like hire someone or bring someone in and make them do the hard part. So like, but they had a really good setup. They have, I think there's like at least 5 families that do this together. They each have their own chicken herd at their place, and they basically they stagger when they get them, so that way it's never going to fall on the same weekend. And then they all just go, whoever can make it goes to that person's harvest, and they help them, and then that person just keeps all the meat. That's all theirs, and then that way they don't have to worry about divvying it up, being like trying to pay people. They just all help one another. So someone helps you, and then you go and help them, so it's a wash, it's even. There's no exchange of money, no exchange of meat or anything. So it is a pretty cool setup, and it made it go by quick. I think we started like set up at like 8:30, and for the most part, not all the meat was packaged by the time I left, but I left about like I think 12:30, so about 4 hours, and we were done with 45 chickens. Besides, some of the meat still needed to get packaged and stuff, but all of it was cut and cleaned off the bird. Most of it, they did keep a couple like whole chickens, but a lot of it was all cut up. So I've got a video of everything besides the dispatching, just because I wasn't sure exactly what was okay to show on YouTube. I will be putting that out at some point during the winter. I don't have an editing program, and I don't know how to edit videos yet. As one of my goals for this winter is to get better with editing. I've got some fun things I've got planned for my videos going forward once I get into editing. Like I'm gonna have like an intro song, an outro song, and like hopefully like a little like video package that plays for like the first 10 seconds is just like an opener. Something quick, so it doesn't take up a ton of time in the videos, and then have the song play as like an outro, so that way it's not me talking when the things pop up saying like subscribe and here's another video to watch. So I'm gonna be doing that, and I'm gonna be trying doing some other fun things. I have like a green room in my basement in my office, so I can do some fun things with that. So I'm gonna do that this winter. So once I get into that, I will be editing that video, because it was my first time actually filming around other people. Usually when I'm recording, it's just me and the camera, so I can sit here and talk, and I'm not too nervous. I'm a little nervous. I say okay and do all that kind of stuff a lot, but for the most part I'm pretty good, because it's just me really talking about stuff that I'm really passionate about and I really enjoy. So it is no problem for me. But I filmed a video. One video was of the actual process, showing right from after dispatching, once they're ready to go into the boiler to get the feathers off, and then the depucker, which luckily they had, because we had a couple chickens that didn't get in the boiler at the right temp, and like we had to pluck the feathers off, and oh my god, like I would never want to do that. I've like for a whole batch of chickens, like definitely get a depucker of some kind, a homemade one or buy one, whatever. Like definitely do not do that without having one, because it was amazing to have and watch and see the difference between when you don't have the right temperature, they weren't boiled to the right temperature, and the feathers don't all come out. Like, man, what a pain to get those feathers out of your meat, so that way it's not in there when you go and package it up. So, and then show after the depucker, then an actual clean out process of cutting all the meat off everything and getting the meat ready to go. So I got that video, and then I did a quick little video after doing a closer look at the equipment and like the brands and stuff that they had, and then that kind of thing. So, but like the one video, I didn't talk at all. I just recorded because I just felt super uncomfortable even talking. And then the other one, like I kind of like walked pretty far away from everyone else, and then kind of like showed things and like talked really quiet because I was just super uncomfortable and nervous, like recording a video with people being around me. So it was definitely different, whole new experience all around. But I do got some fun things, some fun playlist type activities, like whole genre of videos I want to do in the future. So yeah, so that was my experience with chickens. Sorry, I got on a little tangent about making videos, but harvesting chickens and harvesting anything is definitely not easy, but it's worth it, and it's doable, and it will get easier in time as you do it. You get a little more desensitized to it as you go through and do the process. Like even just doing the clean out process of cutting the meat off. Like at first, like it was a little uneasy, but by the end, that part was like nothing. So then now I just got to get through the dispatching part, which is obviously the hardest part. But definitely go if you're interested in this kind of thing. Look forward to my video. Again, it's going to probably be in a couple months before I get that video out. So keep an eye out for it if that's something you're interested in. And if you're interested in raising any animals for meat, definitely go somewhere and check it out and help them out and learn from someone else who does it, or try and watch YouTube videos. But YouTube, like watching it online, is going to help you get an idea of what you need to do and definitely teach you. I learned so much from YouTube, not knocking it at all. But when it comes to something like this, where you are dispatching of a creature, I really think that you should do it in person and make sure that you are prepared mentally and can do it before you go down that path of getting any animal to then harvest in the future. So that's just my 2 cents. That was my feedback. That was my view on everything. It was a great experience, eye-opening. Very grateful that they allowed me to come and help and teach me the different steps and teach me how to do different things. And I tried to be as helpful as possible before and after setup and cleanup, just to make sure, to show that I was grateful for the opportunity to have them teach me this and let me be there, because it was a friend of my cousin's, and I've met him before. We are familiar, like our kids go to the same school, so we do pass each other, but we're not close. Like we don't hang out and stuff. Good guy and good family, but just never connected in that way yet. I look forward to maybe future things for sure, but we're just not that close. So it was also a different experience to be around people that and everyone else I didn't know. So there's other families there or other guys there for representing their families on their harvest that I've never met before, which is not an easy thing for me personally. I'm a very big introvert, so it's hard for me to be social around new people, but I had to put myself out there. I really had to test myself and make sure I could do this. So that's what I did. And, I thank them for letting me come over, for not really knowing each other. Like we know of each other and stuff, like I said, but we're not on a good knowing basis, and to allow me to come over and then allow me to, film. I asked ahead of time. Well, I asked when I got there, but before I started filming, I asked if I could record a video, and if they were not okay with it, then I wouldn't have recorded a video. I would respect their wishes completely. So, yeah. So that was everything. So I hope this helps. I hope you get out there if you're looking into getting into harvesting your own meat, that you find someone in your area or as close as possible to you and try and connect with them and see if you'd be able to go and help them and have them teach you. And and I hope more people get their own food, whether it be growing or raising. One way or another, we should be getting our own food, or at least getting it locally and not from the supermarket. So thank you for watching. Please hit the like button and hit the subscribe button. You don't want to miss the video of actually showing the whole process. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, and I will catch you next time. Thank you. Have a great day. I'll catch you later. Keep the imagination rolling. Bye-bye.